When I did a movie review rant about J-Lo's awful movie, despite me being wholly unqualified to do movie reviews, y'all requested that I do more movie reviews. So last night I chose which movies we were gonna watch because I couldn't handle Emily subjecting me to more PTS-inducing trauma, and we watched Mortal Engines on Netflix. It's basically Star Wars, except it's post-apocalyptic steampunk, and it's in Europe. I guess this is the time where I'm supposed to say spoilers. So, spoilers. First off, the movie's bad in a lot of ways. Like, the storyline's fairly predictable, and like the whole premise is just completely ridiculous and not grounded in reality at all. But it's post-apocalyptic sci-fi, and if you can suspend your belief in reality and just appreciate it for what it is, which is a rip-off of Star Wars with a cameo from Zombie Terminator, then it's actually pretty entertaining. The setting is the distant future, and tectonic plates have shifted and caused society to collapse. And in like every other post-apocalyptic movie, everybody is now living in the most impractical way possible. And this way is even more impractical than most, because now they all live in cities, except all of their cities move. Basically a 1940s German Führer mecha fantasy. Like, they built these cities on top of giant tanks and stuff, and they're just like driving them around the countryside. But London still exists, but it's a driving city now too, and it's like the biggest driving city, and they're just driving it all over Europe, eating smaller driving cities. It's the Death Star. Then Mr. Smith from The Matrix grew a beard and became the mayor of London, and so he's like Darth Vader now. And then Luke Skywalker is a woman named Hester, and she links up with this dude who falls off of London, and they go on a quest to kill Darth Vader. I guess he'd be Princess Leia, except they're like not related. Not really sure where he fits into this analogy. But on their quest, they get captured by these slavers, kind of like Jabba the Hutt, except this time Han Solo comes to rescue them. And Han Solo, in this case, looks like a Korean pop star. Anyways, Korean pop star Han Solo is rescuing them. Zombie Terminator comes out of nowhere and starts trying to kill them. Turns out Zombie Terminator has nothing to do with them escaping the slavers, because Hester and Zombie Terminator go way back. In fact, Zombie Terminator actually raised the Luke Skywalker Hester lady because Mr. Smith Darth Vader killed Hester's mom. Then Hester, the Luke Skywalker character, abandoned Zombie Terminator to go kill Mr. Smith Darth Vader. Now Zombie Terminator wants to kill Hester because he's lonely. You know, typical family drama. Anyway, they escape, and Korean pop star Han Solo takes them to the secret floating sky base. There they learn that Darth Vader, Mr. Smith, has built like a literal death ray, and he's gonna use it to destroy the peaceful static cities that don't drive around, that are protected behind a shield wall, because London's literally the Death Star, and I'm telling you, this is just Star Wars. And then the rebel forces, or allied forces, fly their steampunk fighter plane ship things to the Death Star London driving city to attack it, because again, it's Star Wars. And Korean pop star Han Solo gets the Luke Skywalker Hester lady onto the Death Star London ship thing, and she manages to shut down the death ray with a special crash drive. But they've already used the death ray to damage the wall, so they're just gonna crash the city through the wall by driving it full speed ahead. Then the sort of Princess Leia dude is now flying Korean pop star Han Solo's ship, because Korean pop star Han Solo died, although that's not important. So he flies the ship through this like crevice in the city and shoots the core to like blow it up and incapacitate the city, and then like flies out as an explosion follows him, because it's literally fucking Star Wars. Then Luke Skywalker Hester is fighting Darth Vader Mr. Smith, and then you find out that he's her father, because you know, it's fucking Star Wars. And Luke Skywalker Hester beats Darth Vader Mr. Smith, and you're pretty sure he dies, but they don't actually show you, and you're not entirely sure, because again, it's Star Wars. And that's the end, and everybody lives happily ever after until there's maybe a sequel, because you didn't actually see Darth Vader Mr. Smith die. So like what O Brother Where Art Thou was to the Odyssey, or what Apocalypse Now was to Heart of Darkness, this is like that to Star Wars, except it's steampunky and not as good. But it's still very entertaining, and I don't regret watching it. Although if you've made it this far, I'm assuming you guys are now regretting asking me for more movie reviews.